And welcome in. It's time for another installment of Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm. They are in Yorkville, and Sean Robertson, who joins us in studio once again. Sean, welcome in. How are we?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, Mike?
Doing all right. As today we are focusing on a topic, boy, I hope I'm in this group when I get to be senior age. We're talking about seniors and retirees with over $1 million in assets, and what steps they should take to protect themselves and do all of the things they need to as they progress through life. So what's the main focus of our topic today?
Yeah, so the main focus is really kind of retirement planning, estate planning, and real estate, which is what we do. And I mean, $1 million now is really not that much when you combine like a house that's typically around this area, $400,000 or $500,000. On average, and then retirement accounts and life insurance. A lot of people may have $200,000, $1 million. So it's really not as much money as people think.
So you may even have a simple living trust, but there are additional things you should probably be doing in these cases to help protect yourself even more?
Yeah, so a lot of times, I've learned a lot. I've been doing this for over 20 years, but I used to think a basic living trust was enough. But what I found is it's not. So when you start to have over $1 million, 1.5, $2 million plus in retirement accounts, investments, insurance, real estate property, your estate planning gets more complex. And especially the older you get, the biggest concern for most people are health issues, long-term care, maybe a liability issue. So these are the type of things that a living trust can do where maybe a basic revocable living trust can't do.
Yeah, there's a couple of areas that the basic living trust doesn't work as well when you're in that higher stratosphere of assets, right?
Yeah, like for example, Illinois is one of the states with the $4 million estate tax. So basically you can have $4 million and then anything beyond that you start to get taxed. And in the suburbs of Chicagoland where we're at, in the rural areas, there's a lot more people that are around that, especially if you consider that they may inherit money from their parents.
What about things like asset protection and wealth transfer goals? What are those points?
Yeah, so one big things that I always hear from seniors and retirees is they don't want their money to go to their in-laws. So this is one of the things that a more comprehensive trust can do. It can protect from divorce settlements, from lawsuits, creditors. And like I said, I think the biggest issue is health concerns, because especially if your parents are 80 and they're going to inherit everything from a mom or dad, all that money could be gone with the long-term care issue. So I think that's the biggest issue that people need to be concerned about.
So instead of a simple living trust, you want to look for something that's called a comprehensive wealth-building living trust. So what's that involve?
Yeah, so basically it's going to help coordinate your retirement accounts, your insurance policies, and real estate. So if you receive an outright gift, meaning from like a checking account, a retirement account, all that money can be exposed with the long-term care problem. So with the trust, you can name subtrust as a beneficiary, and it gives you and your family some additional asset protection and flexibility that only a trust allows it to do. But again, this is the difference between a 20-page trust and a 79-page trust.
So what should people be asking themselves if they're trying to decide whether a wealth-building trust is right for them?
I think a lot of times I think come talk to an attorney, come talk to us, and we can kind of help point out how it would matter to you and your family. I think that's important. And I think, unfortunately, in this area, there's very few law firms that are equipped to really understand estate planning to this depth.
And that's where Gateville Law Firm comes in, correct?
Correct, absolutely. And, because at the end of the day, this is your legacy, and your family means a lot to you.
Yeah, so what you need to do if you're interested, if you're trying to find out more details, if some of what we've talked about has piqued your interest, now you go and call the folks at Gateville Law Firm, 630-780-1034. Talk to Sean Robertson or anyone from his team. Find out more, too, online at gatevillelawfirm.com. They're close by in Yorkville, and they're there to answer all of your questions. Thanks for joining us for another installment of Trust Matters Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions.